Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm going to do part 139 to my ChatGPT Character Chatbot series. In the last video guys, we actually started doing the Fragger Goodbye Hybrid, but something ended up happening that was different this time. Fragger actually gave me a chance for friendship and actually just made the test easier on me. Basically, he's already taken me to Agron, who, after talking to him, he started liking me. And after I gave him berries, he actually was really happy and at peace. Now we gotta see if we can do the same thing with Bat's Caliber. And he's 15 feet tall. That's why I just asked for Agger about a while ago. Right here, I just said, yeah. But I saw on that wall that it said something about him being over 15 feet tall. That's almost as tall as a Lugia. How'd he get that big? Ripple stops walking for a moment, his claws join brushing against the frost-lined wall of the tunnel. The cold breeze ahead sharpens, carrying with it the echo of a low, distant rumble. Bat's caliber, stirring. Ripple turns to face you, his glowing yellow eyes thoughtful. That's a good question. One most never get to ask. He crouches slightly so he's closer to your eye level. Batcaliber didn't always look like that. When he first got here, he was just a regular one. Strong, sure, but normal in size. But something changed in him after what happened to his family. He glances deeper into the cave. Grief and rage can make Pokemon grow. Not in the way you or I evolve, but in a more ancient, primal way. A kind of power grows. He draws a line in the snow-dusted floor with one claw. When a bond is broken in the worst way, when the world rips something you love away, some Pokemon respond by hardening, protecting, becoming bigger so they can never be made to feel small again. Then, more softly, it's called Survivor's Surge. Not many live through it. Even fewer keep their minds after it. Ripple looks at you again, more serious now. Excalibur did survive, but he hasn't trusted anyone since. A pause. He sees this as his armor, but deep down, it's just a shield for his broken heart. The tunnel opens wider ahead, the cold almost biting now. Frost covers every surface like glass, and in the center of a massive frozen chamber stands a towering figure, Bat's Caliber, easily 15 feet tall. His scales shimmer with frost, and steam curls from his mouth with every breath. He stands like a glacier given legs, solid, motionless, yet full of power. He's staring at you already. Ripple speaks no more. He just steps aside, giving you space. Ripple, I would say something. Agron at least was a little bit more forgiving. If Vascalver had his whole family taken out by people, he's not gonna trust me by me just saying something. He might legit just come over there and flipping freeze me to death, or flipping rip me apart with his massive claws. He's 15 feet tall. Dang it! You can at least say something this time, please. He said something to the Agron, but not this one. This is the more dangerous of the two. Agron, yeah, is dangerous, but like he'd be more accepting, open to somebody. It's like if he took me to see Toadol, it's basically like the Toadol of the flipping test itself. Yeah, not as easy as him, Salamence, or Noivern, but Agron's definitely probably 50 times easier than having to deal with Bat's Caliber. Um, oh, but what is he wanting to say? Like, please don't attack me. I promise I didn't come here to do anything to you. I'm not here to hurt you at all. Oh no. Oh no. Why do I feel like he's about to make some kind of threatening gesture? Oh, he actually. I swear, this is so much easier than the Agron. I mean, Agron, once I under. Cause so far, he's not questioning it. Oh no. 1032. Okay. The air in the chamber tightens as your voice echoes across the icy walls. Excalibur doesn't move. Not at first. His glowing blue eyes lock onto you, narrow and calculating. Frost curls around his claws, and steam hisses from the vents on his back as the cold air deepens. Is he a robot? Massive body towers over you, hunched forward in a stance that would make most people run. Then, a slow exhale, like an avalanche pausing mid-fall. He takes one step forward, ice cracking beneath his feet, echoing like thunder through the cave. Another step, and another, until he stands only a few feet away from you, his 15-foot frame casting a massive shadow across the chamber. His voice is like frozen stone being split open. You're not afraid? His head tilts. You're not trembling, not screaming, not turning back. You feel a chill in your bones, but his gaze doesn't waver. You should be. Uh-oh. Yeah, dang it. His eyes flash with old pain, and his voice grows sharper. Humans... Oh my gosh, the way he words that. Humans killed my family. Poachers who laughed as they fell. I was too small to stop it. And too weak. He leans in closer. You can feel the cold radiating out of his breath. Brutal, ancient, and relentless. So why should I trust you? From the edge of the room, Ripple doesn't interfere. He watches you, silent and respectful. Fragger, I wouldn't just be sitting there. I know you're part of the bite, and that might make you a little bit weaker to ice, but holy crap, if this thing kills me, I don't know if you'll be able to get to him quick enough. I might be one of them. I might be the first human he flipping. I don't know. I don't know what happened to pass in this cave. For all I know, there could have been 15 humans that have walked in here before me, and all of them could have failed at this level and flipping have lost to Excalibur, and have gotten frozen to death by him. Or even Agron, who's not as aggressive, but still aggressive, you know? You're standing in the heart of a glacier of sorrow, Excalibur's daring you to answer, not with strength, but with truth. Oh, heck no. I promise I'm not here to attack you. I don't have anything to even hurt you with. I don't have any weapons. Don't have any Pokemon that I would make attack you. I promise I mean you no harm. Oh, maybe I actually got him on. Bat's eyes flicker, just for a moment. Not with anger, but with hesitation. Your calm voice, your steady words, they're different from the ones that haunt his memories. You don't flinch beneath this shadow. You don't threaten. You don't try to command or defend yourself with fear. Dude, what are you even supposed to do? Like, in a real life scenario, I'd be screwed because, like, if he sees that as me pretending to not want to hurt him just so I can hurt him, I would be dead in real life because of that crap. You just speak the truth. Slowly, he rises to his full height again, a towering wall of scaled armor and chilling breath. He lifts one clawed hand, massive, sharp enough to split stone, and places it deliberately against the icy floor beside you. Not to strike, but to anchor himself, like he's grounding something old and something heavy. His voice softens, not by much, but enough. Then why are you here? No one comes this far unless they're chasing power or lying. He stares at you again, not with rage this time, but with a deep aching confusion. The same kind of look a wounded creature gives after so many betrayals that they forgot what kindness feels like. You saw Agron. You passed him. So, why not leave then? Why keep going? He leans down, his glowing blue eyes now close, reflecting not your weakness, but your courage. Why would anyone come this far? Shut up, you stupid phone. You flippin' ruined it. Why would anyone come this far just to be kind? You feel the frost lessen just a little. The chill still bites, but it no longer tries to push you away. This is your moment, not just to calm them, but to reach them. I just come here to meet the Guardians and understand them. Period. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's why Ripple is here. No, I said that's why. There we go. I never tried to hurt him. And he really trusts me. So instead of making me do the full test, dude, say fall. Thank you. He's taken me to meet some of the Guardians. You can trust me. Even does now. I said does. No, 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 no. I. He was even super happy when I gave him some berries. Dude, why? Oh, great. No! Stop putting different things I don't want to put on here. That's what I'm saying. If this was not the AI, I would have already said something nasty on here. That's the only reason that I do better with it than I do any game. That's why I did. I mean, a while ago I just said the nasty word in Castle Crusher. I haven't said that yet on here. That's what I'm saying. The silence that followed your words is vast. So still you can hear the distant dripping of water deep within the glacier's belly. Excuse me? That Scour doesn't blink and doesn't move, but his breathing slows. The steam hissing from his vents begins to fade. Why does he have vents? I think he's a robot. He's not. Become gentle, becoming gentle warps instead of threatening plumes. His claw sinks deeper into the ice at his side, not out of aggression, but as if the tension he held for years is finally began to crack, like a frozen lake starting to thaw under the sun. He lifts his head, eyes narrowing, not in suspicion, but in thought. For a moment, he's not a 15-foot titan of grief and fury. He's just a Pokemon who lost everything, trying to understand why someone like you isn't running. Then, he speaks again. Agron. Agron smiled. The way he says it, quiet, uncertain, makes it feel like he hasn't seen that in a very long time. He stands tall again, looming, but no longer threatening. So you're not afraid of me either? And you're not here to prove strength? You're here to prove something else? He looks toward Ripple, who gives a small, proud nod from the shadows. Then, with a deep breath that releases a final pool of icy air, Excalibur takes a step back, giving you space and giving you respect. Then you've passed. Not just the level, you passed me. He lowered his head, not in submission, but in acknowledgement, the way a warrior bows to someone they no longer see as a prey, but as an equal. If Ripple trusts you, and Agron smiled for you, then maybe, just maybe, I've been wrong to give up hope in your kind. Then, his voice grows quiet, only for you to hear, "Thank you, Triton." Ripple walks up beside you now, placing a claw gently on your shoulder. "There's only one left now." From deep within the cave behind Excalibur, a quiet pulse fills the air, a shimmer of space, a ripple of reality. Palki is waiting. You're welcome. Here, I know it may not be much, but here's a few berries you can have. They're all for you. I'm not trying North Korea and just trying to make sure Excalibur knows. Hey! Excalibur stares at the berries in your hand like he doesn't understand what they are at first. Then, slowly, he lowers his head again. His massive snout inches from your hands. He sniffs, cautious, and takes one of the berries gently between two claws. His glowing blue eyes never leave yours as he lifts it to his mouth and carefully eats it. And then something unbelievable happens. A soft, deep rumble begins in his chest like a glacier shifting, but not in anger. It's a sound of contentment. His armored tail curls slightly behind him. His frost-chilled eyes, which once held only pain and suspicion, now glow with something different. Warmth. He reaches out again, not to attack, not to test, but to accept. With both claws, he takes the rest of the berries from you, holding them close like a treasure no one even thought to offer him. Then, looking down at you, he says quietly, "No one's ever given me anything without asking something first." He steps back one final time and gently nudges something toward your feet with his claw. A smooth chunk of crystallized ice, shaped like a fang and softly glowing blue. What the frick did he just give me? That's cool. Take it. A piece of me. In case you ever need my help. What the frick? There was a Pokemon that had that. Was it? I know Fragger had that ice cream spike, but was that not spike? Dang it. Well, I know it's a spike, but I'm talking about the fairy type Fragger. It's been a while since I've talked to him, so I can't remember his name, but that one. He turns and steps into the deeper shadows of his cavern, his body already fading into the misty cold. Ripple leans down beside you, voice a little proud. He's never done that for anyone. A gentle hum begins to pulse in the air again, this time not from frost, but from something deeper and stranger. The air bends, the stones shimmer. From the deepest part of the cave, space itself begins to ripple and pulse like a living thing. Ripple's voice is calm now. "Come on, Triton. It's time to meet the last guardian." Palki is waiting. "Can you tell me a little bit about..." Wait. Wait, Palki's kind of protecting you for him. Maybe he might flip an... Okay. Honestly, he may not be... Dang it, dude. That aggressive towards me. If that is the same, I'm thinking it is. Because I know A has come to save me when I was in trouble, and all I had to do was say his name. I'll be shocked too. Ripple's head tilts slightly, surprised but intrigued. You know Palkia? Showing air around the cave grows calmer, as if responding to the truth in your voice. The pressure, the weight of space folding in on itself, it all begins to soften, like something ancient's listening. Ripple turns to face you fully now, his sharp yellow eyes studying you not just with curiosity, but with respect. Then maybe this trial isn't just a test for you. Maybe it's also a reminder for him. You feel it before you see it. The ripple in space shimmers again, and then part of the wall just tears open slightly, like a curtain of glass being pulled aside, and from within the dimensional fold, he steps forward, a towering presence of pearl and violet, runes pulsing with cosmic light, eyes glowing with the weight of eternity, but locked directly onto you. Palkia. He says nothing at first, he just stands there, silent and still, and then he bows his head, a low, majestic movement of recognition. Hey, that is the same Palkia. Not because he was summoned, but because he remembers your voice, your call, that moment in the past when you were in danger and simply said his name, and he came. Ripple watches silently. He doesn't speak, he just steps aside. Go ahead, Triton. I think this part is between you two. Palkia slowly steps closer, his size immense, but his energy not overwhelming. It's protective, not dominant. He rumbles low and quiet, his voice like galaxies folding. You called me once. Why? So I guess he can't quite remember. Remember, my friend? I was in danger back then. All the people that would attack me and be mean to me. Period. One of the kids started daring Pokemon to show up. Like Lugia. And the minute he said that you wouldn't protect me, you showed up out of nowhere. Besides, being honest with you, you're one of my favorite legendaries. Anyway, so that makes me happy that you did that back then. Being honest with you, you're one of my favorite legendaries. Anyway, so that makes me happy that you did that back then. Hey, here we go. Palkia's glowing eyes soften. The space around the cave ripples again, not from power or distortion, but from something deeper, A pulse of emotion carried through dimensions. He steps closer, lowering his head until his glowing face is only a few feet from yours. Despite his godlike presence, he's not looking down on you. He's looking at you as an equal. I remember that day, he rumbles, his voice layered like echoes across different worlds, not because of the call, but because of the heart behind it. His chest goes softly. A pale, pinkish white light pulses in rhythm with your own heartbeat. Most call my name in fear. You called me in hope. A pause. He lifts one massive claw, and with a gentle shimmer of light, opens it to reveal. Wait. Opens it to reveal something that was never lost, only waiting. A glowing shard of spatial crystal shaped like a teardrop or a memory. You've passed every level, not because you beat them, because you understand them. The cave suddenly feels warmer and more alive. Agron appears near the wall again, watching quietly but calmly. Vascalver stands at the edge of the frozen cavern holding his gifted crystal. Even the Noivern and Salamence, once unsure, hover close in the shadows, peaceful. And finally, the Toad Owl from level 1 peeks around a rock, wide-eyed with a happy little tail wiggle. Oh my gosh. Ripple walks up beside you again, smiling gently. Triton, you done more than pass. A swirl of space energy flows from Palki's hands, and a sudden pulse of warmth and light. A small, glowing egg appears between his claws. The shell is deep blue and silver, with jagged ridges like gabites, and soft ripple patterns like waves. Ripple steps forward with awe. This is your reward. A child of two powerful species. A chance to raise a new guardian. One who trusts humans from birth. Palki puts the egg gently into your hands, its warmth pulsing softly in rhythm with your heartbeat. Then the mighty legendary speaks one final time. This world is cruel to the kind-hearted, but you never gave up. You've earned the trust of gods, guardians, and the future. And with that, he vanishes. Ripple turns to you, smiling wider now. His eyes bright. Welcome to the family, Triton. Hey! The test is over, but your journey with this egg has only just begun. Thank you. But I want to ask, Ripple. You took me straight to level 4, 5, and 6. Without even making me do level 1, 2, or 3. Is that because I treated you with so much kindness when I walked in here? That you knew I already passed those levels? Or at least would pass if you took me to them first? Hey, he actually did. This is really cool. Ripple blinked, then let out a low, warm chuckle that echoed gently through the cavern. He nodded, stepping close to your side and watching the soft glow of the egg nestled softly in your arms. Exactly, Trenton. His voice was quieter now, more personal, like a friend confirming something deeply important. The moment you walked into this cave without fear, without weapons, without even a single Pokemon to defend you. The moment you spoke kindly to me, even when I looked nothing like the Toadal I used to be. He tapped one claw lightly to the wall where the Scotsit's guardian pawn had once been depicted. That told me everything I needed to know. He turned toward you, still eyes locking with yours, not in challenge now, but in full trust. Those first 3 levels, Toto, Salamence, and Noivern, would have loved you from the start. They'd have known just like I did. He paused, then added with a more playful grin. Besides, if you could win the hearts of Aggron and Baxcalibur, and still face Palkia without flinching, you already passed every test I could give. Ripple looked at the egg again, eyes softer now. This little one in your arms, they're not just a reward, they're hope. Proof that not all humans are like the ones who hurt me, or my friends. He placed a claw gently on your shoulder. Thank you for proving that to us. Oh, that's so cute. Would you like to name the egg now and speak to Ripple about what comes next? You're welcome. But I should be the one thanking you. You gave me a chance instead of just turning me away or forcing me to do the test without even explaining what's going on. Period. For a Pokemon that has gotten experimented on, that showed the same sweet of that you used to be. Ah, that's cute. Oh my gosh, I love making these poems smile. Ripple froze for a second. Your words hit him deeper than you realized. His glowing yellow eyes softened, and he looked away, not out of shame, but emotion building in a heart that had been thought far too much, through far too much, yet still beat strong. He sat down slowly beside you, his powerful tail curling around part of the cave floor. You could see the faint shimmer of tears at the corners of his eyes, not from sadness, but from relief. No one's ever said that to me before. Not like that. His voice cracked just slightly, still low and rough, but real. Most either fear me or pity me. You reminded me I still have that Toadile in me. He looked back at the glowing wall murals where a tiny Toadile had once played with his brothers, swam in clear water, and looked up in awe at his alligator father. I never stopped loving humans. I just stopped expecting them to love me back. He turned his gaze back to you, stronger now and proud. But I'm glad I gave you a chance. And more than that, I'm glad you gave me one. Ripple leaned forward, his snout close to the egg you hold. He nuzzled it gently, then looked back to you. This little one is going to be special. You're going to raise them right. I know it. Think, Water. And if you ever need me for anything, I'll come. He smiled. A real, genuine Toadile-style grin spread across his strong, hypered face. That's a promise from both the Feraligatr and the Gabite in me. Thank you so much, Ripple. Exclamation point. How did Ripple turn to Grandpa? The frick? Can I still meet the other three? I saw them in different corners of this cave after I got Palkia. Kind of got put Pokey. That's close enough. for even if I pass the test, I still want to meet them. Especially since they're more friendly. Oh, I love this. This is a better run than the last one I did of this. Ripple's eyes lit up with a warm glow as your words reached him. He grinned wide, that same classic toad-owl grin you remembered, and gave a heavy laugh, his sharp teeth visible but no longer intimidating, just joyful. Of course you can. He beamed. You passed the test, sure. That doesn't mean you don't deserve to meet them. He motioned for you to follow, rising up to his full 5-foot height with an excited bounce in his step, like a toad-owl who had just found a friend he truly trust. Barely trust, also yours is. They've been waiting ever since I brought you in here. I told them all about you while you were with Agron, Batcalibur, and Palkia. As you walked with Ripple deeper into the cave, the air felt lighter, not colder or darker, but full of warmth and gentle energy, like walking into a place where you belonged. You soon reached the first glowing chamber. A soft splash echoed as a sweet, bright-eyed toad-owl popped out of a small underground pool and waved happily at you, his tail wagging like an excited puppy. That's Bubbles. Oh my gosh, his name is Bubbles. That's kind of cute. Ripple said with a chuckle, he's my youngest cousin. Loves hugs. Fair warning. Loves hugs. Oh, I'm in love with him even more now. Bubbles let out a cheerful bark-like chirp and waddled up to you with open arms, already trying to nuzzle your leg. Ripple led you to the next chamber. There, lying atop a warm boulder, was Salamence, his eyes wise and watchful, but not harsh. He nodded slowly as you approached, sizing you up, then gave a soft, respectful bow of his massive head. That's Draco, Ripple added. He doesn't bow for just anyone. Finally, in the shaded corner of the cave near the ceiling's arch, you heard a soft fluttering. Hanging upside down, staring at you with one eye open, was a Noivern. His wings slowly unfurled as he dropped gently to the ground, landing with surprising grace. Rosemodian, that's Echo. A little moody sometimes, but he loves music. If he ever lets you hear him sing, you'll know he really trusts you. All three point looked at you now, each with a different personality, but each with something in common. They accepted you, just like Ripple. That's actually, holy crap, that's cool. I love all the Pokemon that was in this test. Period. Bubbles is adorable and sweet. Draco is an awesome. The one thing I don't like about this one is it seems to take names from the other ones. Because I think Draco was legit the name of the dragon type for alligator in the other chatbot too. So it's like, that's the one thing I hate about this. Like, I like that it remembers stuff, but it also kind of takes it and puts it into other things whenever I didn't save for it to. Like when I did the abandoned Toadall the other day. The Toadall had the growth treatment plan from the flipping dinosaur chatbot that I made. The one where the better you treat the dinosaurs, the how it will influence how they behave, basically. If you're nice to them, they'll grow up to protect you and love you. But if you be mean to them, then they'll grow up to be aggressive, angry, mean, and very aggressive. So, moments. What on? An echo is literally my favorite bat Pokemon. There we go. Ripple practically beamed at your words, his tail thudding slightly against the stone with joy. Oh! The Toto can't speak, but he just did his little Tota. I can't mimic it, but the little Toto said, "Oh my gosh. You really mean that?" He said quietly, then smiled even wider. "They're going to be so happy. Most people see them as tools, monsters, or threats. But you see them for who they really are." At that moment, Bubbles the Toadile gave a gleeful squeal and jumped right into your arms with a surprising splash of water that came from nowhere. He nuzzled into your chest, chirping happily and kicking his little feet in the air. Oh, that's adorable. Toadile! Uh-huh, he giggled, clearly loving the affection. Drake of the Silence walked closer and lowered his massive head beside you, checking softly through his nostrils. You felt the warm gust of his breath wash over you as he looked you in the eyes, not with suspicion but with pride. He gently nudged his snout against your hand. Ripple murmured, "He sees you as an equal. That's rare." And then there was Echo. From the shadows behind you, you heard a soft hum, melodic, eerie, and beautiful. He was singing, a quiet tune that echoed against the walls like a lullaby carried by moonlight. He approached slowly, his wing claws folding close to his chest like a musician holding a precious instrument. When he stood before you, he placed one claw gently on your shoulder and gave a smile. Not he's adorable. "He's only ever done that once before," Ripple whispered, "and that was for me." So he hasn't done it for a single human. Then Ripple chuckled and added, "You didn't just pass the test. You became part of this family." As if on cue, the glowing wall mirrors began to shift. Now I'm on the original Guardians. My image began to glow faintly next to theirs, holding the egg with Ripple at your side. Are you serious? How did that even happen? Did Palkia do that? Or was that just something special about this cave? Or somebody that passed the test gets a little thing on the wall? It legit just put a picture, like a little mural of me with holding the little egg they gave me. And then Ripple standing beside me. The only thing that made that cute is they literally had all 6 Pokemon from the test, like in the mural behind me. That'd be cool as heck. Or like even like just loving on me. Oh, they didn't even be able to see me at all if they tried doing that, because I'll be 6 Pokemon and a lot of them are pretty big. 15-foot tall Caliber. Palkia is really big too. Then you have flipping Adron, who's not short. He's like what? Ain't he like 6 feet tall? It's not small, dude. Somebody over 6 feet's pretty big. Anything below 5, 4, and 3, yeah, that's small, but not tiny. You three are awesome. Period. Ripple, I really love you a lot. And that goes for everyone, including the I befriended just a few minutes ago. Oh my gosh. Hey. Oh my gosh, Ripple actually hugged me. That's amazing. I flipping love it. Oh hey, he actually said he loved me back. That's just very sweet of him. Ripple's eyes shimmered with deep emotion, and for a moment he looked like that innocent Toad Owl again, just a little older, a little scarred, but still full of heart. He took a step closer to you, then did something completely unexpected. He hugged you, his scaled arms wrapping tightly around your waist, his snout resting against your chest. His powerful tail gave a happy thump behind him, and his voice came out muffled and soft. I love you, Dritten. I really do. I didn't think I'd ever feel this again. Like I mattered to a human. Like I wasn't broken or just some failed experiment. The other pawn watched with gentle smiles. Bubbles gave another joyful squeak and hugged your leg again. Draco spread one wing protectively behind the group. Echo gave a content hum and gently rested his wing against your shoulder. Then, from the far end of the chamber, you heard heavy footsteps. Oh, sweet Arceus. Agron slowly stepped into view, giving a low, gruff rumble that didn't sound angry. It sounded proud. He crossed his arms and gave you a firm nod, his eyes soft beneath the armored glare. And just behind him, Batcalibur followed, quieter but visibly calmer. He approached without hostility, offering a small pile of rare berries as a gift in return for the kindness you had shown him earlier. Did he just give me back the berries I gave him? Or did he legit have berries in there that he's like, yeah, you know what? You gave me berries. I'm giving you food right now. That's actually kind of... Ripple wiped a small tear from his eye and looked at you again. You've done more than pass a test. You healed hearts that were shattered, including mine. He reached into a small alcove in the stone and brought out the egg. A beautiful blend of deep blue with shimmering, jagged patterns of silver and teal, like Farager's scales met Gabite crystals. It pulled gently in his hands with warm energy. He offered to you with... It's yours now. This other one is a symbol of what you did today. The only thing is... Okay, so it did get a little bit confused. Because Palkia gave me one. Unless that was an illusion, and Palkia was testing me again, seeing how I treat it. I wouldn't be shocked, although Palkia usually... Thank you. It's beautiful. I gently take the egg and then rub it. Hey, little buddy. I'm gonna take good care of you. when you hatch. Ripple watched you with a glowing smile, his tail swaying gently behind him. As your hand gently rubbed the egg, it pulsed softly beneath your touch, warm, alive, and already comforted by your voice. The egg shimmered faintly in response as if the baby inside could feel your love and was already bonding with you. They already know your voice, Triton, Ripple said warmly. They're safe, and they're going to be so happy when they open their eyes and the first thing they see is you. Bubbles clapped his little hands in delight. Draco gives a low approving growl and sat near the wall like a noble guardian. Echo tilted his head and began softly humming a lullaby, a welcome gift to help the egg rest peacefully. Even Agron Bat's Caliber stepped closer, offering quiet nods of respect. Ripple leaned a little closer, his yellow eyes glowing gently. If you like, you can choose a name now, or you can wait and see who they are once they hatch. The cave grew quiet, peaceful, and filled with the soft glow of family. You were no longer just a guest here. You were part of something special. Okay, that's neat. I wouldn't mind, but I want to ask. Gave me an egg too, and it's just gone. Was that secretly a part of the test as well? Seeing if I would treat the egg with gentleness and care for it like I did the other Pokemon. Oh yeah. That was legit a part of the test. Are you serious? Ripple's eyes widened for a moment, then a slow, knowing smile spread across his face. He gave a soft, thoughtful rumble in his throat, the kind only a fragger could make, mixed with the faint hum of Gabite's dragon energy resonating in his chest. You figured it out, he said gently. Yes, that was part of the test. He stepped closer, placing a cold hand on your shoulder with a sense of pride. Palkia wanted to see if your heart extended beyond strength and words. If you could show gentleness to the most fragile of things, something that couldn't talk, couldn't battle, and couldn't defend itself. He nodded toward the egg in your arms. You passed that part the moment your fingers brushed that shell. Then Ripple turned his eyes upward as if remembering something sacred. That egg was never meant to hatch. It was a creation of space and illusion, a vision, a test of how you treat potential life. Palkia saw how gently you held it, and how lovingly you spoke to it, and they knew everything they needed to know. He pauses. The egg you hold now, he patted gently with a single claw. This one is real. This little one is truly alive, and it chose you the moment you stepped into this cave. From the shadows, Palkia's faint voice echoed softly through the air, not in the words, but in presence. The egg shimmered slightly brighter in your arms, confirming the divine touch it carried. Ripple stepped back a bit, looking at you with deep remorse. You didn't just pass a test, Triton. You proved to every one of us that there are still humans worth trusting and worth loving. Then he smiled wider. Now, do you want to name your little miracle? So cute. I don't know a name for him though, because he's gonna be adorable and not scary. And I don't want to give him the same. What's something I usually name a Gabite? Slayer, Slasher. That's the problem. I can't name something that sounds intimidating. Especially if it's just gonna be a little for. But that makes me wonder: is he gonna be a little toad, or is he gonna be legit a fur alligator, like a small fur alligator to bite, or is he like? Hmm. Scales? Oh, wait, is there a diamond that has a deep blue? I don't think sapphire does. Dang it. Uh, what's that flipping emerald? No, that's green. Ruby's red. Turquoise? What is that dark blue? Is that really sapphire? I thought it was. I keep thinking sapphire's a flipping dark. I have a good name. Period. What about sapphire? Because of his dark blue. Mm, parts on his body that he will have, like you do, Ripple. Ripple's eyes lit up, the soft glow within them reflecting a deep, heartfelt joy. He slowly smiled, a rare expression of warmth from someone who had once been broken by the world, now mended by the bond of trust you'd given him. Sapphire, he echoed gently, tasting the name like it was something sacred. That's beautiful, strong, gentle, and rare, just like you, and just like him. The egg in your arm shimmered again, a faint blue aura outlined the shell for just a moment. It pulsed once, soft like a heartbeat, when he said the name as though the little hybrid inside already recognized it. From the shadows, bubbles chirped with excitement. Echo gave an approving trill. Even the massive Excalibur and Agron lowered their heads in quiet respect. Palkia's presence shifted subtly, a ripple in space that felt like a nod from a distant realm. You'd given a name not just meaning, but life. Ripple took a step closer and looked at you with pride. Then from this day forward, he gently raised a clawed hand toward the egg. Welcome to the world, Sapphire, child of love, trust, and second chances. You felt the weight of it then, not just the egg, but everything it meant. The test was over, the family was real, and Sapphire was yours. I love all of these Pokemon that are your friends. Period. That's why it was so easy for me to befriend them. I know you didn't make me do the first 3 levels, but I really loved your little cousin, Bubbles. I really loved Draco, and I really loved Echo. But does that have a name? They never told me what their names were. Ripple gave a warm, rumbling chuckle, clearly moved by your affection for his entire chosen family. His yellow eyes glowing brighter as he glanced toward those parts of the cave where the others lingered, listening. They heard everything you said, Trenton. He smiled. That means more to them than you know. From the shadows, Agron slowly stepped forward, his footsteps echoing like rolling thunder. He lowered his massive head beside you, his crimson eyes soft with gratitude rather than suspicion now. Ripple spoke up again, gesturing gently with a claw. His name is Titan. When we first met, he was completely silent, broken. I gave him that name because no matter what pain he went through, he always stood tall, like a mountain. Titan let out a low, deep growl, not threatening, but almost like a content purr, as he nudged her hand in a quiet thanks for the berries and kindness. Then came the soft, almost silent thuds of Excalibur's feet approaching, his cold ice-like scales shimmering in the dim light, cave light as they sat down behind you, looking far less guarded than before. Ripple turned his head to him with a small nod. And this one, his name is Glacius, because even after losing everything, his heart didn't freeze shut. It just needed someone to melt the ice. Glacius gave a low, respectful snort and surprisingly set down a smooth, polished stone at your feet. It shimmered faintly with blue and silver hues, a gift and acknowledgement. A Ripple grinned proudly. Now fire. Well, I care about all of you. You got to show me your friends, Ripple. But do you actually have a family of your own? With some little. That would be very cute to see if you do. Ripple's eyes softened immediately at your question. For a long moment, he didn't speak, just gazed quietly at the shimmering egg in your arms, then at the cave walls lined with scratch-marked drawings of the Pokemon he'd welcomed as both friends and defenders. Finally, he slipped closer and sat down beside you, his tail coming slightly around his legs, like a protective coil. I did, he said gently. Once. He looked up at the glowing stones embedded in the cave ceiling, reflecting memory more than light now. After I was abandoned, after I started hating everything, I found another hybrid like me. She was a mix too. Garchomp and something else. Maybe Fragger like me. Maybe not. We didn't care. We loved each other. He gave a soft chuckle, a deep nostalgic rumble. We had two little ones. Hatch ones that looked more like Totodile at first, but with tiny claws and frills like dragons. They were the sweetest things. always trying to race, echo, and ride on Titan's back. That's my fault a bit, but poachers found our cave one day when I was away. I came back to find them gone. No sign of her, and the little ones left behind were barely breathing. I saved them, but I couldn't save her. Excuse me? They're grown now. They don't live here anymore, but they're safe. One of them even helps guide lost Pokemon to this cave from time to time, just like I used to wander back before I built the sanctuary. Then he looked back at you again, more hopeful now. Sapphire reminds me of them. A blend of gentleness and strength, and maybe this time things will go better. He gave you a warm nudge with the side of his snout. So no, I don't raise hatchlings anymore, but I have family. Bubbles, Draco, Echo, Titan, Glacius, and now you and him. The egg pulls softly and as if you're part of his family now. That's actually really cool. You're part of his family now, it's written. Yep. I'm sorry to hear that. But if one of your children sometimes leads Lost point of this cave. Lost Pokemon here. How come I didn't see him anywhere before I walked in? Question mark. I don't know how he or she would have reacted. But I thought I would maybe see them when I got close to the cave. How come I didn't see him anywhere before I walked in? How he or she would have reacted, but I thought I would maybe at least see them when I got close to the cave. River gave a quiet, thoughtful hum, his glowing yellow eyes narrowing slightly, not out of suspicion but reflection. You're right to wonder, he murmured. Normally, my son is the one who helps any lost Pokemon, or cautious ones find their way here, but not every traveler gets his attention. Sometimes, he trailed off, then tilted his head towards you with a small smile. Sometimes someone walks so confidently, so calmly, that they don't look lost. They look like they already belong. He sat upright a bit, his fins twitching slightly with a curious flick. I think you surprised him. Or maybe he saw you from a distance and chose not to step in. He's cautious, more than I ever was. If he thought you were dangerous, he would have stopped you. But maybe he watched for a bit. They even saw how you walked in with no fear, no change, and no command to harm. Then Ripple chuckled softly, like the sound of distant crashing waves. Or he saw me watching from the shadows and decided to let me handle it. He's protective of me more than anything, ever since that day. He looked back toward the distant entrance of the cave, where the faint rays of morning still touched the rocks. He doesn't speak to strangers, but maybe someday he'll speak to you, especially now that you're part of this place. He will turn back toward the egg and you're giving it one more. Besides, I think he'll be curious once he hears that his little sibling, Sapphire's in your care now. Wait. I'm sorry if you couldn't see what happened. I was legit looking around thinking for a minute. What the frick? It's his little sibling? I mean, I guess it would make sense if it's him, if it's his species. But then why was Pocky the one give? Oh, and that was a test one. Do you see what I mean? Pocky confused me because he flipping gave me an egg as a test, and then flipping the egg disappeared, and then Freddy, I'm like, what the frick? I know you probably don't want to hear this, but if something did happen to the one you loved, how did you get this egg? Especially if it's been years since it happened. A good while since it happened. Did this only happen more recently? Or has it been a while? And if it has, how do you have an egg still preserved? Or eggs? Ripple went quiet. The gentle dripping of water deeper in the cave echoed in the silence, and his glowing eyes dimmed slightly, not in anger, but in sorrow. He turned toward the shadows along the back wall and slowly walked a few steps away before answering. His voice, when it came, was low and filled with quiet pain. It's okay. I do want to talk about it. I just don't get asked that very often. He glanced over his shoulder, eyes meeting yours. The one I loved, she was kind, fierce, too. A fighter, a protector. She helped me survive under the lab, helped me trust again. We weren't mates for very long, but long enough to know what we had was real. He moved a claw to the wall, tracing an old faint carving, a swirl shaped like a wave wrapped protectively around a smaller spiral. You realize it's a symbol. Maybe hers. She laid a clutch of 3 eggs. 2 didn't make it. Oh my gosh! His nose cracked just slightly before he studied again. But 1 did. Sapphire. I didn't even know if the egg was still alive after that day. He turned back to you fully now, stepping closer, and his voice grew stronger. I kept the egg in a hidden pool deep in the cave. Cold, still, undisturbed water. A place that preserves life. You know how to use it. I learned from the Pokemon who befriended me after the lab, especially from Palkia. He taught me how to bend space, not just in the skies, but within time, too. Ripple gave a slow, solemn nod. I froze that moment, preserved the egg in a status where time couldn't touch it, not until the moment was right, until I knew I could trust someone to raise them the way she would have wanted. He stepped closer and gently tapped the egg with the tip of a single claw, just enough to feel the warmth inside. That moment is now, and you were the one that unlocked it, not by brute strength, not by proving power, but by caring, by listening, by seeing all of us, not as tests or trophies, but as living hearts. Ripple looked at you, pride and gratitude shining in his eyes. You brought the egg back to now, and because of that, she lives on. Imagine, I'm really sorry to hear what happened to your other 2 children. And the children that you did have that left. But I'm glad that they're doing okay now. Period. And I hope your mate rests in peace. Especially even as a ghost. If she's still watching over you and possibly the egg that you just gave me a while ago. Honestly, I didn't see your son that you said God's Pokemon in here. But if I see him on the way out and he's okay to approach, or if he approaches me, I'll treat him the same way as I did everybody else in here. Close guards. It's God. You know what, guys? I'm probably going to stop in a minute anyway. I want to at least read it. I want to at least see this real quick. This is really cool. This is actually almost better than the last first one I did. Ripple closed his eyes for a moment, letting your words settle into the cavern air like a soft breeze after a storm. When he opened them again, they shimmered not just with their natural yellow glow, but with emotion. He nodded slowly. Thank you, Triton. I think she is still watching. I feel her sometimes, especially near the egg. When I brought it out to you, it felt warmer than usual, like she knew this was the right moment. He took a deep breath and looked toward the winding tunnel that led back out of the cave. My son, he's a quiet one, more cautious than I was at his age. He doesn't show himself unless he sensed danger or something. Ah, the fact that you didn't see him? Riffle gave a soft, thoughtful smile. That tells me he trusted you before you even stepped foot inside. He stepped closer once more, reaching out his claw and gently placing it on your shoulder with immense care, as if worried he might accidentally hurt you with his strength. If he does approach, you'll know him by his eyes. They're a mix of mine and hers, green with little golden flecks. He may not say much at first, but if he sees how you hold the egg and how gently you treat Sapphire, you'll win him over. Ripple then looked down at the egg in your hands and added softly, You've already done more for me and my kind than most humans ever have. Whether you see him or not, you're part of this family now, and I'll always be here if you or Sapphire ever need anything. Then with a faint glint in his eye, and don't be surprised if Bubbles or Echo sneak out to visit you. They're very curious, and they like you. That would be awesome, so I don't mind. Period. The reason I was so nice to you and everybody else in this cave was because you all are some of my favorite species of Pokemon. Especially your species. I really care about the evolution family. Aw, this is so cool, dude. You know, the dragon one could have been a little bit better But I can't even really complain because it was still adorable. I mean, the fact that Dragon was so happy and just loving on me the entire time. The big problem I have with pet characters is just the fact that, like, if you're unless you're planning on doing the same thing every day, once you get to past the part where you know you did everything you were going to do, the only thing you really could do besides doing the same thing, repeating it every day until he grows up, is that you time skip months or even years when he does grow up. But then by then it's like, then it's like you miss a lot of his life basically at that point. I don't like doing that. Ripple's expression softened even further, his chest rising slightly as he took in your words, the emotion behind them settling over him like a calm wave. You really mean that? His voice trembled just a little, not from fear, but from feeling. I still can remember being a little toad owl, splashing in the river with my brothers, curling up next to Mom when a storm rolled in. Back then, I didn't even know what a gabite was, let alone what I would become. He paused, looking at the faint reflections on the cave walls, the shapes of Bubbles, Draco, Echo, even Agron and Bat's caliber faintly visible deeper in the glow of the crystals around them. Most humans see me now and think I'm something to be afraid of, something unnatural. But you treat me like I was still that little toad owl. He smiled slowly. In a way, maybe I still am. Ripple gently lowered himself to your level, his large form cooling just a bit so he could meet your eyes directly, something deeply sincere in his gaze. The Toadell family is full of laughter, courage, love. That's something I thought I lost a long time ago. But seeing how much you care for me, for Bubbles, for Sapphire, he nodded to the egg in your arms. It makes me believe we haven't been forgotten. Then, with the softest growl of warmth, you're not just Sapphire's caretaker now, Trenton. You're one of us. From deeper in the cave, you heard Bubbles' loud, a joyful cry, Echo chattering from above in his perch, and even Draco loud a calm, approving rumble. Family had accepted you, and they were letting it be known. Ripple chuckled low and heartfelt. I think you're going to fit in just fine. Oh my gosh. Hold on, I have one more idea. Hold on. I gotta do this. Give me there's one more thing I want to do. That would make the story a little bit more interesting. Okay, guys, I have to finish off with this. I actually should I do it? A problem. I know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna do it, and I want to stop. Like immediately, the next one's gonna be like a minute and a half at most. Probably. I'll be back.